Ah, here we are, once again, into the thick of it. What a time to be alive, what a time to be here. Welcome, everyone. This should be episode 30 or 31. I can't remember which one it is.
I put 30, but I might be wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's 30. Yep, no, last one was 29. Yepers, we are correctamundo in that situation. So, everybody, welcome to episode 30, The Cradle of Life of Beyond Etheria Ashes. Appreciate everyone being here and being a part of this. This is a big thing that we've been doing, and we're hoping that it keeps on trucking as we go further into making more of these campaigns such as we go forward. But we're going to talk about quickly what happened last time, where we've been kind of set up now in this little storyline of ours that we have taken to. And after that's all said and done, we'll get our players reintroduced for everybody, and then we'll jump right into it. So, who remembers what happened last time, perchance? Who would like to take a swing at it?
I remember barrel pushing somebody instead of, drawing a dick on their face.
Yeah, so far we actually made our way through actual fortress. Um, Saved a goblin named Glem, who summoned the power of the sun. Following that, I got bullied for a bit, making sure he didn't die, and he went nuclear and teleported us back, healing us, and completely exploding everything in the process.
Yeah, I mean, that's. So, what happened afterwards?
We had a nice meal. Uh, we had an empty seat at the table in honor of him, and all got sad.
Who remembers where you guys were going at the end of last session? You were flying out on the Valkyrie.
If I remember, I said to go to Durian's watch.
Yes.
Yes.
So you guys were flying the Durian's watch. What was fucked up about it?
Vishnu or whatever the fuck his name is.
Shiva. Yeah.
Shiva, that was it. Yeah. The other one.
How to kill Shiva.
Google doesn't exist. Stop it. Uh, to put it long and short is as you guys are flying towards Durian's watch, as Creed believed that would be the best place to start looking for Shiva to look for what is exactly going on. You saw Durian's watch had been currently attacked and was currently being razed to the ground, and that the plantations to its south that were hundreds of acres of farmland were also on fire. And beyond that rim of flame and destruction, you simply saw a hastily built, almost opulent square structure where you believed a four-armed god was watching you from his fortress. And that's kind of where we ended. As you guys were circling Durian's watch, looking at the damage, not really sure what you could do, as the Cradle of Life has now come under attack. So that brings us to where we are today. Mr. Creed, gain a little bit of inspiration there for you, bud, for doing
Nice.
the callback. And now we're going to make sure we reintroduce our characters, make sure everyone's on the same page. With us tonight, we of course have Mr. Blackburn playing our Tiefling Paladin, Mr. Creed.
Pleasure to have you.
We have It's Time to Rage playing our dear Tabaxi Ranger named Nameless.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you.
Please?
Maybe.
See, the last time that happened, somebody almost died. Stealth knows what I'm talking about. I just told him the story.
God damn it. Is that? That's. I was just reading that.
Yeah. Count was made 14 minutes ago. So, next on our list we have Stealth Rage 7 playing our Changeling Artificer Artillerist with his turret Lucifer, Mr. Nez.
Hey, I'm ready to see another god in person.
Nice. And then last but certainly not least, we have Mr. Rexus, the hobo Gandalf himself, the terrifying visage of all that is pipes and swords, playing our Linefolk Barbarian, Mr. Okros.
Greetings.
And with the players introduced and the stage set, let us begin our trials and tribulations with a question of, what are you going to do? As you see Durian's Watch under smoke, under fire, you can see the opulent castle, the fortress, standing massively in the middle of the space between these plantations, with small visages of figures running around its base and towards the different fields. You know that a direct assault would not be possible in this point in time, especially risking the Valkyrie again. So then it becomes a question of, much like how we start every session, of that simple question of what do you plan on doing?
I just got back-to-back subs. I missed all of that. I'm sorry.
You're right.
What do we want to do is the question.
Yes.
Yeah, for the short and easy of it.
How many more hours do I need to read this book for?
I would say probably another 12. With all the travel you've been doing, you're probably gone through about 36 hours of it.
Okay. Oh, god damn it.
Okay, here's a good question.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
So you might have already stated this. My apologies. I've been thinking. So do we see? Do we see ground forces?
You...
That appear to be acting on behalf of Shiva?
So, at this point of the day, it is just past dusk, so it's very hard for you to see outward, the only light being from the fires that have kind of enveloped the plantations. You can see...
No, not the way.
Oh, God! The good farms are also on fire, and it's also a bad time. But you
Plus,
can...
I've been letting...
You can see from the Valkyrie that there is more than likely a standing force around the base of the fortress he's in, where the marker is on the map. They seem to be the ones running between Durian's Watch, and Demasian, as well as running into the plantations. What they are, it's not entirely sure exactly what they could be, but it does look like there's a standing force, and this thing looks like a fortress. It just looks like it is a cube of Nunya, and it's just not going to be a fun time if you try to frontal assault.
I'll be honest, I got nothing. Nameless, you go.
I may have been doing stuff. Like that. Sorry, I have a hype train, and Mrs. Ray said choo-choo, and it made me think I need a choo-choo button, so I have a choo-choo button.
Very good. Very
Your
important.
shot color ever show up?
I'm at $25 of it. I haven't got it yet. Haven't finished the goal. That's the word I'm looking for. Wow, words are hard today.
I found the one that I was going to give you.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea what to do here. I have legitimately been searching for like at least a week or two, just trying to figure out how we're gonna try to kill Shiva. I got nothing. So
Um,
I can say that I don't think he's probably gonna take too kindly to us knocking on his front door and asking to talk. So
I mean, that's usually what you try to do.
yeah, that went so well last time.
I mean, I think we all made it out alive.
Not all of us.
I think the important people made it out all alive.
So I'll give you a little bit of something to work on. A little bit to chew on. Is that it looks like that Shiva's not going to come out of his fortress anytime soon. Durian's watch is currently being razed to the ground and could probably use help. The plantations on the northern side are already lost, and the plantations on the southern side have not been burned to the ground yet. And Demiusin, from where you're floating in the air, doesn't look like it's currently being attacked, much like Durian's watch was. So it may be beneficial for you to go and poke around and ask what happened or help out people in Durian's watch to see if there's a way for you to get Shiva to come to you instead of you trying to go to his fortress.
I just looked something up, by the way. Apparently, Shiva actually likes people being polite.
This sounds like you should take the lead. So they're burning farmland?
Yes.
Is that... I wish we had somebody that had fucking water spells!
Right.
Sorry, rant over.
I'm sorry. In Hindu lore, Lord Shiva is generally depicted as welcoming and accepting of all visitors, regardless of their background or intentions, signifying his vast compassion and open-mindedness. Shiva is considered a light guest as he embraces everyone who comes to him with a pure heart. She'll be like, "You're being a bit of a bastard. Could you stop? Please."
See, Blackburn knows this. Creed does not. Creed thinks he's another bastard.
Oh, I think that would be hilarious. Just it's like that's how we defeat him. Is just be like, "Hey, can you stop killing people?" He'd be like, "Yeah, no problem." And that's how we defeat the guy.
Well, I mean, you do have a habit of trying to be overly polite.
Oh, if you're gonna kill a man, it costs nothing to be polite.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's basically in your court. You can kind of see the different pathways in front of you. It's up to you to choose what you want to do. You could fly to the fortress and try to get an audience with Shiva if you want to roll those dice. Otherwise, you can try and help Durian's watch and the people that are currently kind of in the crossfire. You can't do much about the northern plantation, but the southern one, you could probably try and stop if there's individuals going to try and burn it out or burn down Demiusin as well. I mean, it's up to you how you want to do it. You just got to tell me what your plan is as you're all watching this unfold.
I was going to say, like, my idea was to not go to the fortress and go down and see what's going on, but that's my idea for the group.
Okay, burn. A little high.
Hi.
Ooh, I got a 42.
Ugh. All right, what do you do?
So I get a 4-wall break. So my cat senses has let me hear everything that Blackbird has said, and as his non-character. And I think Nameless needs to be duct taped to a pole and not allowed to see Shiva, because things are going to go really bad if that's the case.
I will let Nameless
That's what I
have
say.
this piece of information.
Yes.
For some reason, you believe in your heart of hearts, as you're watching this all happen, that Shiva's a pretty cool guy. that you think that he will talk to you if you simply go up to the front door. And you believe that in your heart of hearts, as if it was told to you by the divines themselves.
It's a bit much to call yourself divine, huh? Anyways, so I'm gonna relate this to Creed and how, in my deepest feelings of any kind of emotion whatsoever, that we just need to go up and knock on the door.
Creed is just gonna like stare at Nameless and do the rapid blinking, like what?
I'm telling you, just go knock on the door and talk to him.
Is there a chair nearby?
Always.
They,
Yeah.
he, she, whatever.
Creed 100% feels the need to sit down right now,
Very good.
and he's gonna look at. I want to clarify something. Miss. Are you recommending to me to be polite through a rational recommendation?
As much as it pains me to say, I think you just need to ask them to stop. I mean, if you want, we can go the pew pew rounds if you want to. That's just, it's gonna suck. And this is me telling you, so you know I am having an inner struggle as it is, that you just need to go walk up to the door and ask them to stop.
Why the hell no? Damned if we do, damned if we don't. Let's see what happens.
I mean, if it doesn't work, then we just go back to the pew pews. I mean, that's just that's really what it is.
Why do I feel like there's no downside either way for you?
There's really not. But I would like to get out of this as least fucked up as possible, considering what we just dealt with. A little bit of a breather might be nice.
Well, what do you suppose? Shall we give it a shot?
I will be right behind you.
I'm not against it. I think I can make like 2 more rounds for the cat rifle, but that's probably about it.
Well, I currently have none, so that's 2 more than what I have. So if you would, please.
I'm just gonna go make the 2 more rounds and let them figure it out because of one way or another, we're probably gonna need these rounds.
More than likely. And thank you, Seth, for resubscribing. Being here for a whole 12 months. It's been like yesterday. And then I see you too as well, Zoe. Thank you for being here. And yeah, you can go ahead and make yourself 2 rounds for the cat signal. Helping out Nameless there a bit. And if all of you agree that you wish to go and simply knock on the front door of the fortress, that is more than possible.
Oh, Chris, are you on board? Prefer to be unanimous.
Well, I've not known these gods to be friendly as of yet. I suppose it is worth a try.
There's a bright side in it for you if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Based on how it looks outside, I assume his doors are rather impressive.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. They
Alright.
won't be for long, though.
Alright, well, let's give it a shot. Let's see if being polite and just asking solves our problems for once. Violence can't always be the answer.
Reminds me of
Oh.
an old proverb. A man will realize violence is not an answer when a mosquito lands on his testicles.
I mean, I had a
That's
cat
when
in my head,
extreme
and
violence is the answer.
I had a cat in my
Unless
head,
you're
and
a
I jabbed a
masochist.
sword through my chest. So
I mean, you know what? Yeah, you know what, Creed? You got me on that one. You
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so, you guys guide the Valkyrie down towards Shiva's fortress. Gonna try and take the
Okay,
polite
so-
route.
Real quick, out of character, but still in the character's voice, because
Yeah.
I'm too lazy to fucking switch. Why do I have the feeling you're just fucking me right now?
I mean, because that's how it is. That's how you felt since you've been in these campaigns for the past like 2.5 years.
Oh, you're not fucking wrong.
You
You're not
never
fucking wrong.
know what's in my hand until I show it to you guys, and then you're like, oh, damn it.
I got you once.
You did.
Once. That red wizard
Mm-hmm.
had no chance.
No chance. And then what's funny, that same red wizard used the same stat block for the fight you guys were in last session, and then he got crumple fucked by Okros. I just need to stop using that stat block. It's just he gets annihilated every time. I can't get
Was that
him.
the one that got smacked across the table?
Yep, that is it. That's the one. That is the same NPC.
Resurrected for a different campaign, still gets fucked over.
Yeah, just gets completely crumple fucked by Okros.
It's like the Cleveland Browns of the fucking D&D right now.
Yeah, just I'm gonna use Cone of Coldness. I'm gonna do this, and then just Okros shrugs off like 4 points of damage and goes boots with the fur, and then bops him across the fucking room with the back of his hand. Like, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't have stopped it if I wanted to.
Oh, that's fucking great. I didn't realize it's the same character model.
Yeah, I love reusing my stat
on.
blocks if I find them that they work really well, and it was just, yeah. But yeah, anyway, so, you guys guide the Valkyrie down to Shiva's fortress, and as you guys fly close, you get within a couple kilometers of it, or in this case, about 1.5 miles for those who use Freedom units. You can see that the fortress is covered in a pretty decent amount of weaponry, and it seems to be manned as they follow you as you go to land in front of the fortress. They never fire, they never take their eyes off of you, as if they're waiting for something. But the fortress seems both modest and opulent. Some of the corner pieces seem to be gold and silver, but the fortress itself seems made of stone, very much in a cylindrical single turret style, as it's just a tall cube, so to speak. And
Oh my god, I'm not
you good there? Jesus! Oh my god, that was a hell of a
I'm
hit,
so sorry, I
dude.
thought I was you.
I was like, what was that sound? I look over, I'm like, oh my God.
that's the wizard preparing his spells of punching.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm fucking impressed.
Yeah.
Like, my goodness.
Lung capacity, dude.
Yeah,
Jeez.
he's good. So
I
you-
took a fucking rip like that, I'd be on the floor for the next 4 hours.
Oh,
So you land in front of Shiva's fortress, and like I said, it looks to be like a large cube with a number of turrets and such, a very decent amount of weaponry, large ornate doors. It is a compromise between ornate, humble, and defensible. A number of kill holes, also known as archer pockets, line the walls where there are no windows. And as you land, you feel like you are being watched. Nothing comes out in aggression. Nothing comes out to fight you. Nothing comes out to even greet you. You are just left to your own devices. But as you're landing, you do see that there are figures of soldier silhouettes, if you will, against the backlight of the fires to the north, running in large numbers northbound, and a few running southbound. In the groups of, you see a few hundred moving north, and maybe about 50 or so moving south as you land. The ramp opens, and you walk out, and the four of you find yourself in front of these large doors leading into the Fortress of Shiva. They remain closed.
I have a question I should have asked last session.
Uh-huh.
So, when I was getting bullied and I was like a strong breeze away from dying, or Creed was like a strong breeze away from dying,
Yeah.
how badly messed up his cloak?
I think we talked about this before. It's pretty goofed. It's got some holes in it. Looking
Is
a
the
little
symbol
rough.
of Ravenholm still visible on it?
Yes, it's still visible.
Okay.
It's just cloak's definitely seen better days.
All right.
Definitely seen
Really
better
don't-
days.
Guess just go ahead and walk on up.
Yeah. You approach the doors, and there are two large knockers. Door knockers, to be specific, you dirty minded cretins.
Man, I was hoping for some double D's, not gonna lie.
I heard both of you just go, damn it!
Creed's still doing his arms crossed at the lower back. Oh, Kroos, if you wouldn't mind, please.
One thing that you notice as Okros goes up to the door knockers is he's the only one that's really tall enough to grab it with enough force, as these seem to be pretty high off the ground. So, good choice.
Oh. Well then,
I'm not gonna have the cat do it.
knock on the door then.
You give
Well,
it
the
a
cat's staying silent this entire time. Just FYI.
give it a couple of good whacks, the sound echoing through the doors and into the chambers behind as they slowly open inward. As you are greeted by a small, blue, almost bird-like creature. Feathers kind of off his arms and legs, his body wrapped in a tunic with little gold symbols and chains on it. He has what looks to be like a towel on his left arm as he kind of walks up to you and goes, yes?
We come seeking counsel with... Oh, sorry, brain fart.
Shiva.
We come seeking counsel with Shiva.
Ah, yes. He saw you. He expected you. Please, follow to the chamber. As the small, frail bird person kind of walks in front of you, pointing downwards towards the halls that are aligned with torches and braziers that just light up everything. This nice golden light. It's not harsh like normal fortresses you've been in that have been lit just by torches, where it's just a harsh, flickering orange light. The light in here seems to just cover everything in the right amount of gradient and feel, so it feels comfortable. And you can clearly see that there is a long stretch of hallway that goes down to another set of doors that he starts walking towards, his small shuffling bird feet guiding you. You see there are no guards. There are no weapons. There are no shields on the walls. Just pictures. Shelves of ornate trinkets. Portraits of landscapes and sunsets. Things that all seem to be homey. Even on some of the shelves you see drying herbs and bundles of birch branches and sage. There are some pans of incense that are still lit that seem to hang from golden chains from some of these torches. It just seems more like a well-refined home than a fortress. And eventually you come to the second set of doors, about 30 or 50 meters down the hallway, the stretch of it seeming rather short compared to the outside, as the small bird person grabs a cord hanging from it and pulls, as you hear what seems to be a thick brass bell ring somewhere inside. The door is opening towards you slowly as you see a opulent marble floor in front of you that goes 50, 60 feet back, if not more so. Just this massive area with these pillars that rise up to the ceiling that are 8 of them down in 2 lines, perfectly spaced. And on the back you see a large stone throne where a gargantuan figure of a man sits. He has what looks to be some type of robe that comes down across half his body and wrapped around his legs like a tunic. He has these wrapped sandals on. His skin is a beautiful midnight blue. His hair slicked back, that it is a deep black earthen color. His eyes amber. He has small rings pierced into his nose and ears, chains dangling in between them, and you see that he has 4 arms. He matches the description of what you've been told of Shiva looks like, and as he sees you enter, he jumps up, almost excited to see you, as he quickly fumbles behind him and finds what looks to be a crown that he's supposed to be wearing and has forgotten, putting it quickly onto his head as he steps down the stairs and meets you halfway, going, "Why, hello! It's so good to see you. I was expecting you. And now you're here. It is an honor of a request between a warrior to another one to welcome you to my home. Now, you speak with Shiva, the Lord of the Gods, the King of the Mountain. What may I call you?"
My name is Creed, Watch Commander of Ravenholm, in service of my Lord Leandros.
We don't have watch commanders here. It's a very interesting title, but I've heard your name whispered among the denizens of the certain towns that we have been through. Wonderful to see you. As he grabs one of your hands with like all 4 of his and like shakes them rapidly, as you see that he is huge. He stands at least 11 feet tall, if not more, and so his hands just dwarf yours as he shakes them with a strength that he seems to have control over it, not to just rip your shoulder off. And
Out of character, I'm just going to say, if he's going to rip me in half, please just DM me first. I'd like to have a sufficiently appropriate response if he's going to do that, because I've seen the pictures of how big he is.
yeah.
He's going to
What
grab
other
each of
response?
my limbs and pull.
What other response could you possibly have besides the Wilhelm scream?
I think that is the response he wanted to have.
No.
Yeah, that's.
The final words I probably would say is I'm half the man I used to be.
And then the Wilhelm scream.
I'm so happy
Oh,
I did not take a sip of my drink.
In character, probably be something like, "My apologies, Nameless. I appear to be half the man I used to be."
And
then
then
probably
dies.
Yeah, like, just, I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience.
You're the fucking worst. Anyway,
I'm
But so
I apologize for me dying and making it just worse on you. I'm so sorry. Something I would expect Rices to say.
Shush.
Yeah.
so he shakes your hand, Creed, and he just seems to be very genuine. He's happy and bubbly to see you. He's full of this joyous kind of zeal. Like he's kind of just like bouncing on his own feet as he's just happy to see you and speak with all of you. He goes down the line as he comes to the small tabaxi, and he goes, "Oh, you're quite small. What's your name?" Oh no, you're not saying anything? Cat has your tongue, I guess. But I know of you, though. It was more of a genuine question. I know you are Nameless, the devil, the sharpshooter. I know of your escapades. It's been quite a trail of bodies to learn about as what you've done. All righteous kills, I would imagine, but still impressive regardless. And I will refrain from shaking your hand as you are very small. As he steps down to the next line, to Nez.
I'll just take a bow and then.
Perfect. He
Mhm.
accepts it and gives you one in return as he goes next to Nez and goes, "Ah, yes, the Artificer. I see that you have many a tool and gadgets upon you. What is your name, sir?"
It's Nez. Nice to meet you.
"Ah, very good, Nez. Well met." As he kind of puts out a hand for you to grab on and kind of shakes it well. Again, with you feel strength being controlled as he does it. He goes, "I've heard of what you've done. It's been quite a show to see what you have been able to create, keeping things in tow and making new ideas and inventions out of your own whimsy and materials. It's been quite interesting, because no one else has thought of these, yet here you are. Pleasure to have you here. And, last but certainly not least, one that I can truly embrace as a warrior of blood and bone, the Lion Folk, the barbarian, the breaker of walls, the breaker of sieges. I'm going to assume you are Mr. Okros."
That is correct. Of the Emberi clan.
"Ah, the Ember Eyes have been spoken of in many a tunes as I've kept my travels quite expansive before I fell back into these lands. It is good to see you, warrior." As he holds out his arm to do a clasp with you, as his hand and arm dwarfs yours, which is terrifying.
Regardless, I accept the warrior clasp.
He shakes you well and goes, "Ah, well, introductions have been met, and it seems that it is now time to speak further. Now, what brings you to my home? Sit, quick, come sit." As he shows you to a table that is brought out by a bunch of these small bird-like creatures, as they set out a number of chairs, 4 on one side, 1 on the other, as they start bringing little trays of food and schmeckens for you guys to kind of pick at. And he goes, "So, you do not simply come to my home just for the sights. Why are you here? The Cradle of Life, I believed, was one that did not require the work of such heroes."
I want to say out of character. I really feel like such a dick now. He seems very nice. I'm sure he's about to murder us. But, I kind of feel rude coming into his house, but like, bro, you need to stop. But
Do you want me to do it?
I'm gonna try. But
You
mostly
actually
because
thought about that for a second? Holy shit! What is wrong with you?
The
I
conflict
was
inside
taking
it
a breath, so I could continue my point. No, I was not thinking about letting you do this. You want to get him to stop, not like triple down. Creed is going to bring his hands together and rest them on the table. We came down here because we've heard about some of the events going on. That the Cradle of Life was being burned, innocent people were being hurt. And, well, most of the rumors pointed towards it being through your actions. Wanted to come down and discuss it.
Now that is quite an interesting point for you to bring forward. I watched your flying vessel as it came over the Scoured Pass. I never saw you land in any of the towns that were on fire. Where did you hear these rumors? Now, I'm not saying that they are true or false, but simply asking you how. And to reiterate your point, I am not the perpetrator of such things. I came here to protect this land. Did you see what actually caused the raising? Or did you tend to take a look at where the figures you saw scamper from my walls were actually doing?
Oh. Um. You know, again, out of character, I really hate you right now because I'm realizing what you did.
What did I do, Blackburn?
You
Oh, I already called him
technically,
a son of a bitch.
you
Oh, it's
technically
okay.
never said it was his fault. You said it was happening and he was down here. I fucking hate you right now. Okay, I totally thought you were gonna make him evil. He's being reasonable. Oh, shit. You know what? Throw someone else onto the bus. Never fails to work. I'm channeling in a little bit of Nameless here.
Oh no.
Are you gonna channel into Nameless while also throwing Nameless under the bus?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Accusation was levied against yourself, dare I say the slander, by members of, believe that the term would technically service to Ares. That's where we heard the accusations. I do apologize. I more or less took them at face value. I found it odd, but I thought best to get down here as soon as possible. Did we stop at any of the villages on fire? No. I thought, unjustly as it is, that they were your soldiers. I thought it best just to confront you rather directly, rather than attempting to engage and or kill people in your service.
Well, that is why I've always enjoyed entertaining those who wish to show their true mettle, their true intentions. It didn't matter to me if you were going to show up to my doors to try and kill me. I wouldn't have oh, excuse me, Jesus. You wouldn't have made it out if you had tried. As you see just a predatory grin kind of come across his face, as you see his teeth kind of poke through, shining in the torches around him. He goes, but I knew you were coming down with modest intentions and with an understanding of an inquisitorial nature. Remember, I have watched you for some time, and I have listened. I have ears and eyes in every which ways, because as anyone, especially a good leader, does, takes care of what he can, and what he can't, he finds people who can. Now, to speak on what is happening, and as he goes to speak, you hear a solid set of knocks on the door leading into the central chamber where you guys are sitting. He turns and goes, "Come in, quickly." And two massive red and blue skinned, almost, you would assume them to be demons. One has one horn on the center of his head, one has two horns on either side. Both have two eyes, very large, macho-ass creatures, about the size of Okros. And they come dragging in this body behind them that's as big as they are, if not a little more. As they just get close to the table and go, "We found one. We've took him down and we brought him back. What say you, Shiva? Is this who we were looking for?" And as they plop the corpse into the center of the room, or near your table, Shiva turns and looks down, one of his hands kind of stroking his chin as another one picks up an olive that he eats. He goes, "Yes, I believe these are the ones we were looking for. Now, tell me, heroes, do you recognize the body that lays here in front of you?" And as you all look, you realize the body he's pointing at, the one that they just dragged in, was a warden. Just like the one you fought at the Scorched Temple.
I don't recognize the individual, but I recognize the uniform.
Now,
Alright, for clarification, this is the same kind of guy that we fought last session, or
no, this is the same kind of guy you guys fought in the Scorched Temple, where you guys were around the crystal, and he was throwing rocks at you and punching you and stunning you and dropping your movement speed, and you fell into a pit to fight him. Many sessions ago.
He's the guy
Yeah.
I went over the edge with.
Oh, okay.
Yes. For description purposes, he has large black boots on, blue coveralls, kind of with gray trim, and a eyeless silver chromed helmet. And
So
then
that was that before I touched the crystal and teleported?
yes, it was before. It was
Okay.
you touched it just after
So
you
yeah,
finished
I
that
got
fight.
yeah. Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep. And then real quick, Carson with the 69 bits says wombats can jump over a meter in the air. That's less than a koala can jump. Thank you for the fun fact for Fridays with 5 gifty subs. Appreciate the donations. Now, you guys can clearly see that this is a warden on the ground. You recognize him dearly. Okros, it stands your hair up on end because the last time you fought one of them, it was a right pain in the ass. He was giving you a run for your money. And so seeing one here in front of you decimated is terrifying, to say the least, because that means there's more of them out there. And Shiva simply turns to you all and goes, "Now, these are what my soldiers have been hunting. There's quite a number of them, and they're extremely tough to take down. They, apparently under whoever's control they may be, decided to come here after I had escaped the western region to a place of solace, as I did not want to rule with an iron fist. I did not wish to hurt innocents. I am here to protect them. That has been my job ever since before the temples fell, before the godfall took us all away. And so I set up here. We built my home, and we helped the plantations. I taught them the ways of agriculture, of the ways of old, and showed them how to create the crops and make things more efficient for them to do things. And then that's when these monsters arrived. They showed up bearing their own teeth, and they began burning the plantations. It has taken us quite some time to even take out a couple dozen of these creatures. And it seems that every time that we were able to take a few down, a few more found their ways across the shore and continued marching towards what we had tried to defend. So, is this not proof enough that I am not the one perpetrating the deeds that you have seen? And by the looks in your eyes, it seems that we may have an alliance building in our midst. Am I incorrect in this, heroes?
You're not. And I would say that is more than enough evidence to dispel any claims of your involvement.
Agreed.
My character's just shaking its head no.
Well, it seems that if we will be working together, I might as well tell you what has been going on in full detail. That way you can make your own assumptions as you see fit and take what is needed and go where you please, where you believe your next stop should take you. The town of Durian's Watch has come under a significant amount of threat. We have our own individuals up there trying their best to contain the fires and rescue the innocents from the flames that have embraced it. Otherwise, it has been quite a challenge to keep the plantations from not being decimated. We're currently trying to make fire breaks and save what crops we can, but we are afraid that as we continue to put our efforts into the northern part, that Demioson and the other plantations will come under threat. Now, I do not know where these monsters came from, but I believe that looking into your eyes and that you have faced these creatures before, that you know where they come from. And I would ask, as a warrior blood to warrior, that you tell me the origin of these monsters.
Why, it is the same place where it all started. High Charity.
You're telling me that the king of the gods, the self-proclaimed master of everything that's here, sent his minions to me.
Likely in an attempt to get us to fight you, but yes.
Our pantheons never got along as well, as we believe that peace and honor were among the greater values than simply having the largest crown. It seems that if you have those, it's compensation for something that you lack. But if he did try to play us both for fools, it seems that he has failed. Though if I was a less forgiving deity, I imagine that it would have worked if you had simply barged in here, guns blazing, as the commons call it. So, with that out of the way and an understanding between the two of us, what say you? Do you wish to help me save the cradle? Because if you do, you will have a favor of a god in your debt.
I see no issue with aiding an honorable warrior.
Creed's going to respond with a small nod, and stand up and extend a hand towards Shiva.
Are you saying anything? Or you're just extending your hand to him.
I was waiting to see if anyone else was safe. Creed's gonna give a trying to think about how to put it. He's gonna give a wry grin. I suppose having one more powerful warrior on the side of the righteous is always good. And in the process we might, shall we say, balance the scales.
Ah, you are one who understands the balance of all things. That is one I would imagine from a paladin of the trifecta. I believe Tiberius watches you closely and seems to understand your presence.
Seems we have an accord then.
Very well.
Celebrations are due.
Celebrations are indeed due.
Okros breaks out his frickin' kitchenette and starts preparing fancy coffee.
As soon as he says that, Creed just loudly groans. Just,
I want to jump up and go, does this mean I can check out all your artillery?
If you'd like to go see the battlements, by all means, you can simply go about and walk this place. I will make sure that all of the soldiers know that you are friends of this land, that you are truly heroes, not simply mercenaries edging for the next coin. You may go and see what you can. If you find anything that could be of an improvement, please bring it to my ears. I will simply pass it to my own warsmiths to see about fixing it. I always enjoy another set of eyes, making sure that everything is where it's supposed to be.
I don't suppose you happen to have a group of ruffians who, despite your best efforts, continue to be a thorn in your side, but they're effective.
A group of ruffians, you say? No, I can't say that I do. I mean, there are a few individuals that shall be renamed nameless, as you just kind of hear outside almost the sound of two German accents yelling at a man named Sel to get back in his house.
You are not. You are fucking not. No.
Things up.
No. No.
He goes, otherwise,
No.
I do not have
No.
ruffians per se. We only have a few foster souls that seem to have been stuck with us for quite some time. But, no. Otherwise, if you do go out and fight, my soldiers, my forces will be there to assist as they see fit. It's a mixture of other lesser deities and such, those that have lived upon the mountain and have come down stronger. They will do you no harm. They will assist you as kind. They will know of your face and your names and your titles. That way, anything that you do will be, of course, welcomed.
Did you really just Home for Infinite Losers reference? Really?
Yes.
You son of a bitch. I'll get the oil! Fucking fuck. Okay, I'm glad I caught it though. Good job.
Thank you.
I want to do something because I haven't spoken yet
All right.
to Shiva. Okros, 2 glasses of whiskey, please.
Of course.
I'm gonna take the glasses, one in each paw. I'm gonna start walking up to Shiva, and I'm gonna say, Shiva, there is one thing that you said that I do disagree with. You told us that if we came in here to try to kill you, that we would not be walking out. And I think we both know that's not true. But I'm really, really glad we don't have to find out, because that would have sucked. As I hand him my glass.
He
They would just stay a matter of bickering opinions instead of absolute fact.
He holds the very small glass in between his fingers as he looks down at you, as he's literally 3 times your size of your height. And he goes, yes, it would have been quite unfortunate to find out what the absolute fact of that would have been. But, alas, you are allies, and I myself find no joy in crushing bugs beneath my heel. As he winks at you and downs the whiskey. Besides, don't you know? Us Hindus believe all life is sacred, even to the smallest tabaxi.
It's not the small tabaxi you would have had to worry about, but I would appreciate it. As I give him a little, so you know how, cats have, that one fang that just kind of sits on the outside of their lip?
Uh-huh.
And it looks like they're grinning a little bit? Yeah, that's the look I'm gonna give him.
You and that
And then drink
mode.
mine.
Give that mo tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you guys kind of hang tight for a minute, go and do your things, cook up coffee, have some food, celebrate the Accord. As you get some more intelligence of what exactly is going on, as Shiva essentially explains that this land essentially came under contact from the Wardens at some point after he set up here. And as you're telling him about what you've found, what you've seen, what you've dealt with, that he believes that you are correct, that it was a ploy by Zeus to try and get both of you to fight each other, to either wound and weaken Shiva enough for him to swoop in and take him out, or for him to possibly wound and weaken you guys for him to sweep in and take you out. The ploy, unfortunately for him, failed, as you guys took the polite approach, surprisingly. And so, you kind of sit there as he explains everything, and then as everything wraps up, he goes, well, now we have celebrated the Accord, we have had food and drink and shared quite a few laughs. What are you going to do now? I cannot stretch my forces much thinner dealing with what I can, and with the plantations and Durian's Watch under threat and currently still burning, it's going to be quite difficult to control it. To even deal with it and rebuild is going to be quite a process. I would, if you could, I would appreciate you going to Durin's Watch and trying to save what you can. And if you find any more of these wardens, remove them from the playing board.
Gladly.
Once that is done, and you either have the fires controlled or at least the innocents removed, we can let the town demolish itself and begin rebuilding with what we have. The plantations to the north are already lost. The fire breaks are in place, and we will save what we can. So that means that after Durin's Watch is settled and protected, Demiosin and the southern plantations will need to be protected as well. any pressure you can take off of my forces will allow them to shift otherwise, and hopefully we'll be able to remove the threat that has found itself stuck into my ribs like that of a knife of a Greco-Roman bastard.
Well, surely we could send the airship to alleviate the southern plantations while we deal with Durian's Watch.
I see no reason why that's not possible. And I can tell you from personal experience, they are tough, but we will happily put them down. I see no issue for us not going to Durian's as soon as possible. And I assume I see the retreating back of Nez as he disappears out the door. Go look at the shiny new toys.
At this point, he's returned.
Oh, 100.
Yeah.
But
At this point of after the subversion, he's returned and he has like a stack of note paper that he has just been making sketches and notes on as he sits back down at the table.
Apologies. I didn't know you were already back. Well, I was going to say as soon as some certain people are done inspecting your shiny items, and when some of us are done cooking, I don't see why we can't set out as soon as possible.
Well, if you want to rush the celebration, very well. I packed up the
No, Creed.
Just the
You
setup.
always
Okay.
complain
there was
about
a
his.
cup of coffee for me, right?
You know, Creed, you always complain about his cooking, but you never complain about eating his food. Coincidence?
There's a time and a place for it all. I would think it'd be better to celebrate not only our alliance, but also the victory following that alliance. Let me put it in other terms for you, Nameless. One time, you can get drunk, but then you still have to work. The other time, you can just get drunk.
I mean, just because you get drunk and punch an orc in the middle of a fucking bar doesn't mean the rest of us will. We can still drink and go to work.
I fixed his tooth, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but you knock it out. So.
That's fine.
Just say, shut up and be thankful.
You can wait.
I would say that you guys hang out for about 30 more minutes or so. You have coffee, your drinks, some schmeckins, as you formulate a plan of where you're going to go and how you're going to do it. And it sounds more to the tune of that you're going to be sending the Valkyrie to the southern plantation to kind of just watch over it as best it can, while you guys will take a ride to Durin's Watch to try and deal with the fires and the people that may be trapped inside. And if that is the case, then that is what you do.
Yeah. I don't see a problem with that.
No, I'm good with that.
I have no issues.
Very good. So, you pack up your things, you break from the meeting room as Shiva bows to all four of you, as he returns to his throne, as he speaks to these small bird people and the two large soldiers that came in behind you. As he speaks with them, you all exit back to the Valkyrie, and you simply speak to the Valkyrie and tell it that, hey, to go and perform these directives that you have placed for it. It closes its ramp and does so as it scoots off towards southern plantations, as there is a large carriage waiting outside for you guys with 6 of these massive horses on it. as there is the small bird person you met who, at the door, simply sitting on the front of it going, "Enter, please. We have many things to go do."
Yep. I'll go help on the clock.
Do the rest of you enter
Is
the
it like a
carriage?
very top that I can like hop on.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
That's where I want to go.
Yeah. So you climb on top and you sit up top. As the rest of you embark, the carriage takes off, and it is extremely fast for its size. The horses that are pulling it seem to be of a different breed entirely, as they are just screaming down these dirt paths towards Durian's Watch. And as you arrive, you see that most of the districts of Durian's Watch are inflamed, just burning down as you see people running for their lives as best they can. And it is chaos incarnate. And you arrive at the southern gate, or what's left of it. As you can see, about 70% of the city is on fire. There's a good 30% of the districts left that are not. Some are smoldering, some are smoking slightly, but it seems that it's relatively controlled there. As you meet up with some of the forces that are here from Shiva's fortress, they simply tell you that they have been trying to get people out as quickly as they can, but there's been something stopping them from getting to some of the homes. And that's basically all they can really say on it, is that if we can get the difficulty away from them trying to get into these homes to get people out, they'll be able to start evacuating the other portions of the buildings that are currently on fire, or at least try to control the fire to the best they can. So, you guys are currently standing at what was left of the southern gate looking at it. Do you guys want to do any context actions, or do you want to try and find what's stopping them from getting into the homes?
I do want to do like an action for
Alright.
us before we start to go in. I want Lucifer to use Protector, so that would give us all 10 hit points before walking into town,
Okay.
or at least trying to go in. And I rolled 4, so everyone gets 10 temp.
Thank you.
Does anyone else want to do anything contextual-wise? Want to do perceptions, investigations, anything to kind of see what can be saved, where the problems could be?
Sure, can I roll perception for that?
Sure,
Since I have advantage on perception rolls.
you do.
Didn't really do much though, but still 14.
You can tell that the buildings are on fire. That's first and foremost. You can see the same as you saw before, that about 70% of the buildings are either burning down or have burned. And you can clearly hear people screaming for help further into the city. But there's one sound that's really kind of bugging you. You can't place what it is. But it sounds almost like the same sound a dragon makes when it spews fire. And it sits on the back of your head weird because you haven't seen any dragons in this area. But you seem to hear that noise above or just below everything else that is happening in front of you.
Well, that's odd.
What would that be?
Mm.
Doesn't it sound like there's a dragon spewing fire somewhere? But yet I see no dragon, nor no fire being thrown.
I will roll perception to see if I can also hear it. One moment. That's a 10.
So you cannot hear what Nameless is hearing, but something is definitely making the hairs on the back of your neck stand up a little bit.
I do not hear it, but I don't like this feeling I have.
So, context question for the town.
Yeah.
Are the structures appear mostly made of stone at their base, or are they all wood?
It looks like some of them, their walls and foundations are stone. Most of their pillars are outside. Column construction seem to be made of wood as well. Because they're close to the coast, they're able to use a lot of sea stone, but there was a lot of wood to kind of build up other parts of the building, such as corners, rafters, timbers, such of that nature.
All right, so we're talking less like the burning of DC or anything in California. We're talking traditional. I hate to say fantasy design. But okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, like traditional farmland fantasy design. Just think like Irish homes. Like it's stone with wood pillars in kind of certain spots. It's a mixture of the two materials.
All right. Creed has been asked the guards what they've encountered so far as threats in the town.
They tell you that they have faced these like small, slender creatures that seem to have like knives for hands, running around and kind of jumping at them from around corners. Not really trying to kill them, but more just trying to scare and wound them. A number of the guards were cut either along the legs or along the arms by them with these just like deep lacerations, making it harder for them to work, so they had to get away. Otherwise, they've run into one or two wardens, but two of their soldiers, of the larger demon soldiers, took out one of the wardens. But they still think there's a few of them in here.
All right. Can't really think of anything else for Creed to do, to be honest.
Do they have a direction where one of the wardens would be? At least the other one that they know of.
The other one that they fought was closer towards the center of town, towards the western side. Was where a lot of that fighting had occurred. Otherwise, they don't know where it is now, because they haven't gone back in since some of their forces got pushed back. And they even say that it seems like they lost an entire group of soldiers that went in, and they just disappeared. No one knows where they went.
Which section were they heading to before they vanished?
They were heading to the northwestern area of the city. As Durian's Watch is basically just like a big circle. They're heading towards the northwest buildings. They had heard some people screaming for help, so they'd entered through the west and gone up into those buildings. But a witness that they found that was one of the troops that got away was that they heard a bunch of screams behind them and then silence.
Which direction did you say you heard this sound, Nameless?
sounded like it was coming from above.
It seemed to echo towards you, Nameless, and it seemed that it was coming from the center, like just past the center, probably close to the north. But the sound you could hear just below everything else. Like, it wasn't loud enough for you to pick up and discern, but it was enough that if you focused enough, you could hear it between everything else that was going on.
What he said. I'm sorry, I'm being lazy tonight. A little tired.
You're a cat.
Cats get tired too. They sleep all the time.
Well, I'd say it would be prudent to see what exactly is going on in the northern part of this town. If the entire battalion simply vanished its screams.
The guards nod to you and kind of go about their business before of tending to those that have been injured, as well as sending smaller groups in to check the southeastern area that isn't burned, that they're currently surrounding. Making sure that they have gotten everything out that they can, including the people and supplies they may need to tackle the rest of it. They wish you luck as they go about their duties.
And to you as well. I start making off for the northern part of the city.
All right. So, is anyone following Okros?
I am, but I got a question.
I may have an answer.
Because of I loaded in the red rounds in the speed loader while we were up there. Would those be out by now? And it reset, or would I still have 5 rounds? Of
You would
red?
still have. You fired twice, so you'd have 3 left in the chamber.
Yeah. Okay. I was just trying to figure out like what was still.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So imagine you all follow Okros as he goes into or starts moving towards the northern area of Durian's Watch. And as you guys push in, you see that as you kind of get towards the center, which has this large tower, and you kind of start going around it, leaning towards the northern part, you see some of the troops following behind you very cautiously as they kind of start ducking into these on fire buildings, trying to make sure that people are out. And they're getting a couple of innocents out. They're getting some people out, as well as some supplies and materials that they could use, just kind of working behind you as you essentially are giving them guard dog privilege. And so you get about towards the half point that separates the northern and southern parts of the city. And as you kind of come across a corner, you see the western gate is still somewhat standing. But as you step down onto the ground, you feel something crunch. Up to this point, it's been soft dirt, and you've had the occasional, smoking timber or piece of wood that's fallen. But it's the first time that you step down on something that has crunched.
I sift through the dust to see what it was that crunched.
You kind of pick up your foot as you start looking at what it was. And you see that it almost was like a charcoaled piece of an arm. Like it's just the arm had been burned red, it turned to charcoal. And so when you stepped on it, you just kind of crunched through the carbon. But it doesn't look like an arm from the people that would be in this town. It looks like it belongs to one of like the bird soldiers that you passed on your way in. And you would know, Okros, kind of general knowledge, that a regular wood fire like this does not do that.
was no normal fire that did this. This was an arm. It does not simply turn to charcoal like this.
What would burn hot enough for that to happen?
Dragon flame? Alchemical fire? Yes? Your thoughts?
Yep.
Agree with.
I mean, that would work with what I've been hearing. Also, out of character, real quick.
Yeah.
Vern, if you ever do like a horror type one shot,
Yeah.
that picture is that should be your BBEG because my fucking god, it's terrifying.
I'll keep it in mind. I'll use it as a pop up.
I'm sure.
Use it as a jump
As
scare.
soon as I saw with your little fucking like rolling off floor laughing face, I already knew what I got myself into.
Very good. Very good. As you guys are inspecting the charcoaled arm, you hear footpads, or footfalls in this case, running towards you, but it seems to be kind of like jumbled running. And one of the troopers kind of rounds the corner of the tower about 30-40 feet away from you, as he just seems like out of breath and terrified. His eyes are like wide. He has like a weapon that is broken. It looks like it was a hatchet at some point, and the top part is just gone. His shield seems to have been like melted and broken at certain points, that he's just running for it. And he turns the corner, he sees you, and he tries to yell, "Run, get away," as you hear just this inescapable sound of a dragon firing flames across the plains, as he just gets enveloped by this blue tinted fire that just incinerates him almost instantly, as it just seems to stop and then start again, as it's just a very odd pattern for a dragon to do, as the body just kind of falls over as it continues to burn. You hear just like the skin and bones crackling from the heat.
Well, suppose we have our answer. What kind of hellfire is this?
So you can see where the flames came from.
Creed's gonna draw a sword and head there. Head that direction. I'm ready to fight.
So Creed, as you push around the corner around the corpse of the bird soldier, and you kind of round the side of the tower, where you imagined whatever this device or creature was is not there anymore. But you can see that there's a very clear trail, almost like a cone, leading from one spot where it must have been standing. That seems to have been burned into the soil itself.
So about how far away am I from where this appear to have come from?
So as you round the tower and you step over the body, you can see that you're about 30 feet from where this thing was and is no longer there.
Creed's gonna try to move to cover, but get as close as possible.
Yeah, I mean, as you continue kind of inching your way up around the side of the tower, you see the buildings to your left and in the northwest corner are burning. And as you get a little bit further up towards wherever this thing was, as you look to your left, you see that there's just a almost tunnel that has been bored through the buildings in the northwestern part. and you can see there's just piles of these same charcoal bodies in this tunnel going through these buildings. And you assume this is where that group of soldiers had gone to try and get people out and then never returned.
Not that it matters what Creed's going to snarl at that. Duh.
But Creed,
He's
you
going to
know,
holler back. This way!
Well, Okros is heading that way.
as you all catch up to Creed's location, who's about on the northwestern part of the central tower, you all see the same scene that was described to him, with the hole being bored through the buildings by whatever this device or thing was. As you're now standing on the northwest part, and you can go to the northern part of the town, as you still see fire and flames. But if you want to track it, you're going to probably have to listen for it or invest in the game, whichever one floats your boat.
I rolled another 10 on my perception.
Let me roll. Hold on one sec. Yeah.
Start listening.
18?
All right. Nez?
5, 13.
Okay. So, Okros, it's hard for you to hear things beyond the crackling of the wildfires in the buildings that are around you. Nez, you can kind of hear the faint sound of that Nameless described to you previously, but Nameless, as you listen really closely, you kind of close your eyes as you focus your cat-like hearing. You can hear that same almost demonic screeching that you recognized before, now on the eastern side of the tower.
It sounds like it's on the other side of the tower from us right now. Towards the east.
Where's this tower made of?
Stone.
I mean, you did promise Okros a door, and were unable to deliver.
That is true. How cluttered is the base of this tower? Like, are buildings flush against it?
No, you have about a 30-foot wide road that goes around the tower and then goes into streets in between the buildings and the gates.
And I just nope, that's gonna get us canceled. Mm-mm.
It scares me when I say words like these, but well, Nameless is the only one who can hear this thing. We'll follow your lead.
Why does it scare you? Didn't you just follow my lead and it worked out? We're now allied with a god.
Yes, but I'm also aware if I give you blind power, you'll probably lead us astray.
When have I ever done that before?
When have you ever proven to me you can't?
I usually just go out on my own without involving people.
Just lead the damned way.
Like I said, it's on the other side of the tower from us right now, towards the east. Of course, you think you can take out this tower?
Likely. I will look for a point to attack.
Yeah, I mean, you can clearly see that the wooden foundations or the wooden pillars of this building are slowly kind of coming to a not great conclusion as the fire is just wreaking havoc to the actual structures. But you can tell there's a weak point that you think that you could really slam home if you set yourself up in the right light.
All right. I would like to set up there with open door policy adjacent to me and line up a double whammy.
Alrighty. Doing that. Do I have the map I want? I do. Wonderful. Yep, so go ahead and roll your punchy of punching.
So I rolled for the 20 strength is +4, right?
20 is 4, yes.
Okay, so my battering ram got a 17 to hit, and I would like to rage.
I would like to rage. Yes, rage. Do the thing. Rage to your heart's content.
I got a 8 plus, well, I got a 23 to hit. No, 20. No, that's rage only adds damage, not 2 hit. I got 20 to hit.
All right.
And brain, sorry.
Oh. But yeah, so you do that.
Also, raging to your heart's content is something I do on the daily.
Yes. All right. So I had to fix that really quickly. All right. And so you do it and you hit it real goods. You punch it real hards. And you find that you're able to crack through the stone. And now I need to see if the tower's just going to give up when you hit it and make your doorway.
The tower has a choice?
Structural integrity, yes. Alright, so it doesn't roll super low, so it doesn't just completely crumble on top of you after you punch your hole into it. And so you have punched a Okro-sized hole through one side. And to double down on it, as you do, and you kind of step inside the tower in the center of the town, you see that there is a door to your left. Almost 90 degrees away.
I don't even check if it's open, boy. I hit the door.
You punch the door. Very good. You
I'm
don't
so proud.
You don't even have to roll to punch it. As you do, you find yourself in this scene, which if you guys go to the left of the world map, you're going to see a big old gray box.
Okay. Nope. Hold on. There we go.
Follow the orange dot.
Oh, hi, Terminator.
As Okros, you are leading your group through the tower. You'll be in the front of the formation. You come across this long street where there is a large, same uniformed warden that you met previously, carrying what looks to be a large device braced on his arm, going to a set of tanks strapped to his back and legs. He seems to have armor all over his front of his body, kind of making it a little bit tougher to kind of hit through. He has these large pauldrons and a helmet that seems to be shaped with a respirator built in, as he is just spitting this blue tinted fire on every which way away from you. And as you pop open the door, you see him with 4 of these small winged creatures that they'd spoke of previously, their arms mostly replaced with large knives, and they just kind of are hovering around him, their wings making the sound that a dragonfly does with how quickly they're moving. And they all turn to you as the warden begins to laugh as it brings the flamer to bear.
Is it bad that I'm just imagining a Big Daddy with a flamethrower?
Basically what you're facing.
Okay.
If that makes it easier to kind of put it in place, then like, yeah, that's what you're dealing with.
I mean, that's what I'm picturing. So.
Yep, easy peasy. So yeah, now we have to roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God, it wasn't as bad as last time.
Right?
So while we're rolling for initiative, Nez made
Jeez.
those rounds for me, right? Like, so I already
Yes.
have them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What if I just... No, I want to do this. Bonk, 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 bonk.
I just realized something about our last level increase.
What's that?
I now have 4th level spells.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say the number got higher.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna keep that receipt.
What? Confused.
Now I'm gonna keep that receipt.
All I said, you realized when we leveled up. I said the number got higher.
Yeah, that would be a total fucking blonde thing if that's what I would say. It's like a duh kind of thing. Not that dumb.
I didn't imply you were.
That's exactly what that sounded like to me. If that's not what you were meaning, then I apologize, but that's the way I took it.
That was just a smart ass comment.
Okay. Thought you were implying that I was an idiot. I noticed the number got higher.
No, that was a dumbass. That was a smart ass comment.
Got it. Okay, then I apologize.
All right.
I get 2 dice on my brutal critical now.
All right, so who has their initiatives rolled? What you got?
I got a 9.
You got a 9. All right.
I got a 15.
15 for Nez.
Creed got a 16.
Very good.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get some quick ones rolled. That's 14. Tabs. Tabs. All right, number 2. Alright, so that's a 12. Very nice. Alright, and then big guy. Alright. Alrighty. Alright, first off the get-go is Nameless.
Tools. Fourth level spells. What are those between?
3 and 3 and 18.
3 and 18.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see. I probably should have been planning this stuff out. I didn't because me. Alright, I want to move my 30 feet over here. Alright, that should give me a line of sight. Yeah, cool. Then gonna cast Hail of Thorns at a 4th level. And I'm gonna roll for that right now. So I got a 3.
Nice. High-low.
I'll go high.
Just barely. Alright.
So what was it?
It was 51.
Oh shit!
Literally just barely. So
Yeah,
it doesn't turn against you. It just fizzles out. And you burn the spell slot.
Fair enough.
Got by the fur of his ball.
Yeah. Because if it was lower and it got low, Hitler Thorns would have turned against you.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Quotation marks. Fine.
Yo, yeah, that was... I couldn't be more sarcastic. Oh, then I guess I'm just taking 2 shots with my cat rifle. Cat signal.
Your
At
Schneifel.
Mr. Vorden.
Yeah.
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 Schneifel, that's such a good name for it. Fuck you, why? I already named it cat signal, man. I can't rename it. Oh, alright.
This is why
yeah,
I am the
where's-
dungeon master. This is why I am the dungeon lord.
Son of a bitch. 19 on the first hit.
Oh, that's a miss.
Yeah, I figured. 24 on the second.
That is a hit.
Oh, thank God. At least I'm not completely fucking useless right now. Uh, 27 damage.
27. Very good.
And I already used my bonus action, so I can't take another to hide with the cape thing, huh?
Yuppers.
Okay, then I guess I is done.
Alright. So, first winged creature is I'm trying to make sure I keep you guys in the window because everyone's kind of spread out. And they going to fly over to Nameless. And they are going to try and cut you real good.
How does ranged engagements work?
What do you mean?
I mean, I was technically engaged with that warden from a distance.
Yeah, it wouldn't proc
I
attack
got-
opportunity. That's mostly melee because
Okay.
you're essentially in a clash,
That's-
and so they try to run. You swipe at them as they run away.
What I was asking.
Overwatch is not a skill that I'm aware of in 5e. It totally should be, but potato potato.
Hey, man, you never know if you don't ask.
Fair enough. They're 18 to hit on the first one.
Oh, that is right on it.
All right, so if it meets it, it beats it.
Yeah.
All right, and then second one is a 26.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna hit it even if I have the thing. I was checking to see if I have the thing. I don't remember if I have the thing if there's the only other one. I think it's the only
And
other character I
third
had.
is a 15.
Miss.
All right, so you'll be taking 4d6 slashing in total for a total of 20 slashing to the cat.
Okie dokie.
All right, and that is that guy, Wing Dose. Let's. What do the dice say? Ah, very good. Thank you, dice, for deciding for me.
Man, I guess fuck Nameless.
I mean, it's kind of what he's trying to do.
So they only land a hit on you once with a 26. And you take another 11 slashing. Alright, and now we're up to Mr.
Yep.
Creed.
How does Nameless look right now?
He was fine. Like, actually fine.
Yeah, he's like a level 12 ranger now. 30 hit points is doable.
13.
13,
13.
whatever. Potato fucking potato.
No, there's some extra hit points there, buddy.
I know.
Couple extra.
Also, the 10 points of temporary health help.
That also.
Mm-hmm. That's also true.
Alright, Creed's gonna go ahead and run forward to there.
To there, you say?
Then, I'm trying to think of something witty to say, but I can't come up with anything. And he's...
You can't come up with anything?
I kinda can't right now, to be honest. I
Oh,
can't think of
man.
anything interesting.
I mean, to be fair, it would probably cancel all of us anyways, but just read the name of the enemy.
I don't get it.
I'm not explaining it. I'm not explaining it.
I'm not. Don't. Do not.
You can't make him.
Go with you not.
I don't understand the reference, so...
Don't worry about it. Just do
It's-
Creed stuff.
Yeah.
Do Creed stuff.
Yes, for the lives I know you've taken, you should suffer. And, cast Guiding Bolt at level 4.
Nice. I'll roll between a 3 and an 18. Don't die.
Well, that was a nat 20 plus 7.
No.
Well, no, that's your hit.
Oh.
No, you
Why-
need to roll me your
yeah,
spell
no.
die.
I'm
okay,
fucking,
good.
I'm dumb.
So
I am,
that for your hit is a crit, and that's fine. But it's your spell die. You need to roll between a 3 and a 20.
I thought he rolled a nat 20
It's
on
just-
his spell die. I was.
Oh,
I was, yeah, that would have been just damaging.
That would have been hilarious.
Sapphire instantly detonates.
please, for the... I got a 12.
All right, so nothing bad happens. But you do hit. So with the 27, you do land. And I believe it does crit technically. So roll your damage and double it, or double your dice and get the result.
All right. Let's see. Oh, it's not giving me my number. That's 22, so 44 damage.
Said 22?
22.
22.
For
Okay.
for the roll, that just doubling it for 44.
Very good. So you just did 44 into him? Or 22? Okay, you did 44. Okay, cool.
Yep, 4-4.
Wonderful.
Yeah, 22 was his roll. So
Okay.
yeah, double that.
I wasn't sure what number was coming from where. But yeah, 44 into him. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, good. What else you got, Mr. Creed?
Whether I live or die today, you're not leaving this tower. And, that's about all I got.
Fair enough. Mr. Nez.
All right. Again, I'm gonna pull out my syringe gun,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not gonna shoot it. I'm just going to poke Okros and inject it since he's right next to me.
He's within 5 feet. You don't have to shoot it. You can just stab him.
So, just
You're gonna barrel push him with the
syringes
fucking
are
line.
automatically in the gun. So
Yeah.
whenever I pull it out, that's why I was saying I'm not shooting him, but
I'm just gonna
he's gonna have now
chukunk.
just poke him. So he will now have haste, basically.
Very good.
And
Thank
then
Wait. Did you just stick a needle in a lion folk that is already raging?
And gave him haste. Yes.
That's fucking
Uh-huh.
balls, dude. That's balls.
and then for my bonus, I'm gonna move Lucifer right here. I think that's enough. Sure. Who's within range, I believe, right? Where's the picture? Oh, 120 feet. Yeet. I'm gonna go for wing 1. With
Very
Force
good.
Ballista.
With a force ballista? Ah, you fucking jerk. Can't believe you.
And that will be a 21 to hit.
Yep, that's a hit.
.3d8. Uh, 15.
15 damage. Very good.
And that will be my turn.
I am
Very
terrified
good.
as to what you're making over there.
Don't worry about it.
No, I'm worried about it.
Don't worry about it.
I'm very worried about it.
Don't worry about it.
Absolutely worried. The more you tell me not to worry, the more worried I get.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah. That's
He's
that's
just
what I
saying don't
figured you
worry
were gonna
about
say.
it to distract you from the fact that it's just the attack the guy did before that incinerated everybody.
Yeah, even Shayla's saying don't worry about it. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway. Is that all you got, Mr. Nez?
There's another one.
Don't worry
That's
about
all
it.
I got.
Jesus.
Make sure we're going to be lore accurate. This needs to be just a touch longer. There we go. Alright, then it's Wing 1 who just got shot by a force ballista. Sees the paladin kind of standing out in the open and goes, nah! It's going to swoop in. And because it has you flanked, it's going to get advantage on its 3 attacks. So that is a 26. A 22. And a 22. I think only one of those hit, don't they, Creed?
Yeah. AC at 24. Sorry,
AC
see
at
only
24.
the.
That's what I remembered. Yeah, so one of them gets in. Real nice on you. You take 8 slashing damage.
That's fine.
Alright, and that's what it has. And now it's time for the Warden.
And his
Who-
Burj Khalifa fucking codeness over here.
Mm-hmm. So he's just going to kind of chuckle deeply from behind his mask as he's going to move his full 15 feet. And he's just going to raise the flamer at you, Creed. as I now need Creed, the Winged Demon, Okros, and Nez to all make me dex saves, please.
I got a 15.
Is this a visible effect?
Yeah, it's visible. It's the
so I have
flamethrower. So like
advantage
it
on
is very much visible. He is pulling the trigger on the flamer as it's coming at you.
Okay.
I'll lose for needs to roll 2.
Yes. Dexterity saving throw. A total of 17.
17. All right.
We'll go to 7
A 7. Okay.
and then 8
And
between
8.
the 2. So either way, they fail. Likely.
All right. I am just double checking dex saves. That's a that. They would be that. Yeah. All right. Cool. That is a that. All right. Did anyone get above a 19 for their
You
dex
know, I was
save?
feeling pretty confident with my 15, and now I'm not.
Roll for my wingy boy. He also fails. Very good. All right. Time for pain. Make sure that's the right number that I wrote down. Oh, that's right. Fire is 6s, not 8s. Duh. Calculate. Thank you. All of you take 36 fire damage.
That's definitely a number.
That is a number. By the way, it's a 10d6 attack, by the way.
Ouch.
Oh. Oh. Oh no.
All right, and then for his second action, he's going to yeet what looks to be a large metal canister at the ranger in the corner. And it's just going to hit and burst into a wall of flame going in all directions. Nameless, you need to give me a dex save as well.
Alrighty.
And I need to get those done for the wing guys. He's fine. He's fine. Cool. So they both get halved.
Yeah, it just fucking hits.
All right. And so we're going to do this. So you will take 23 fire. Wing 2 and Wing 4 will take 12. But then you need to roll me I believe it's a wisdom saving throw because of your blink armor. Normally, in this case, you'd be knocked prone from the grenade, but because you have your blink armor on, you need to give me a
18.
wisdom save. An 18. And it is currently a level 4 banishment. Which means it would be... I gotta pull up banishment because I don't remember what its base... Ban, not bash.
Bashment.
Bashment. I don't know. One creature you see within range will see a charisma saving throw or be transported to a harmless demi-plane. Give me a charisma save, actually. And don't additional creature, spell slot of 4. Yes.
I mean, can I just do the same roll with what I had? Because
Is your charisma the same modifier?
it's one less.
Yeah, I'll let you keep it.
I'm at a 17.
17, okay. And I just want to make sure that if this does proc, that I'm not shafting you. That's why I'm double checking all of my data here. Because I don't want to be
You're fine.
like, it happens, and be like, oh, shit. No, it doesn't. Fourth level banishment spell. Okay, that doesn't... darn it. Doesn't tell me.
Yeah, for me it just says please roll a dex save. The character must roll a 4th level banishment spell.
Yeah, I know. It should say the same there, but I'm trying to find out why it's being a turd hole. Because banishment's level 4 adjuration anyways.
Yeah, I just don't know if I failed or passed.
I know, that's what I'm trying to see what is...
Yeah.
Let's just base it off of... So it's gonna be a 16 with your stats since it's wearing the armor. So if you roll the 17, you would pass. So you don't get banished. You do get knocked prone.
Alrighty.
Alright, so that is that, and I'll have to go back and reclassify that so it's actually clear. But that's easy. And that is the end of the Warden's turn, which then brings us to Wing Tree. What's he gonna do here? Truly is the question. He's gonna fly behind Okros. And he's gonna stab Okros in the butt. Alright. He gets advantage because he's flanking. That's a dirty 20 on that one. That's a crit hit. And that's a miss. The 20 hits, right, Mr. Rexes?
Yep.
Alright, so you'll take 23 slashing, not reduced. So reduced because you're in rage, you'll take 12. And then his sneak attack will pop because he is flanking. That will be an additional 24 slashing reduced to 12 for you. So you'll take 24 in total.
Okay.
Alright, and then that brings us to Okros himself. It is now you. Bashament them, Okros. Bashament.
Indeed.
It straight up does not tell you like what the Christmas save is, does it?
No, I haven't. When I originally built it, I was building off of another armor set that I saw, and it was said the same thing, and I'm like, I don't know where. I remember writing it down and it being somewhere. I don't know. I'll find it. I'll peruse all my stuff while Okros does his punchies.
I was looking for it, and like I'm seeing banishment spells, but like the banishment spell doesn't tell like what it needs to roll against. So
That's why I'm gonna go look in the rest of the homebrew stuff people have put together to see if maybe someone put it in, or I'll just do a bigger search. Doesn't matter. All right, Mr. Okros, what you got in your pocket there, bud?
Well, there's a certain somebody who just did a little pokey on me, so I'm gonna swing at him.
Very good.
That is a 20-something. I have plus 12, 22 to hit.
That is, yup.
Okay. 2d6, where's the d6? Ooh, 6, 3, so 9 plus 7, well, 9 plus 10 total, because rage damage. 19, yes, 19, not 29. 19 damage.
19 damage, thank you. All right.
And, I get a second, well, actually, I get 4 attacks in total.
Yes, because you're hasted.
Oh. do my second of my normal attacks, which is a dirty 20 to hit.
That does it.
Okay. 4, 3, 7 plus 17 damage.
Nice. Yes.
And I guess he's still standing, so I'll smack him again.
Punch his shit. Do it.
If 26 to hit, so yeah.
Yep.
For 18 damage.
Yep. And let me double check. He's basically standing. Let me do a quick little roll right here before you do anything else. Yeah, no, he just fucking crumps.
Okay.
You
and
did.
I don't have the distance. To,
You hit him for a lot of hit points in a single turn, so his body just went there. And just yeah.
Oh, I do have the movement turn up for this guy.
Your
I'm gonna
movement's
run up to
also
this guy.
doubled because you're hasted.
Oh.
Yeah, you can literally just like sprint at the warden if you wanted to. You have the movement
Yes, please.
speed for it.
I will sprint at the warden and hit him with my last attack. Try to hit him with my last attack at least. Oh no, my D6, get back here.
Oh, no. You're gonna lose the D6 on top of your D8.
No. Don't give me that bad juju. That was almost a crit. Fucking 19 plus, so big numbers.
Big numbers, is it above 22?
Yes,
Great.
it's 19 plus 12, so
19
yeah.
Oh, it's 19 plus 12. Yeah, no, that'll do it. That'll fucking do it. Yeah, you hit him.
Okay. 3, 2, 15 damage.
Nice. All right.
And that is the end of my turn.
Very good. Very good. I'm gonna remove that from initiative and flip it. And now it's to Nameless. You are prone, so you can use half your movement speed to get yourself back not prone.
Sure.
All right, you do the thing. Now you are not prone. Continue doing things.
Yeah, so I'm getting disadvantage on shooting people within 5 feet, so I'm not gonna move. I am, however, gonna try Hail of Thorns at level 3 this time, because I don't have any more 4 slots.
All right.
So that's a 2 and 19.
2 and 19, yep.
And I got 8, so...
You're good,
perfect.
yep.
They're within 5 feet, so shoot one, Hordebreaker the other, and then shoot this one again.
All right, what are you using to shoot?
My hunting rifle.
Very good. Roll the hit.
First one is a 31.
Yep.
Second, which is the Hordebreaker, is a 17.
Okay.
And third shot would be another 31.
Jesus. Yeah, no, all 3 hit.
All 3 hit?
All
Cool.
3 hit.
So first one, which is on wing 2. Main damage is 11.
All right.
The Hail of Thorns, which is going to affect both of them, is 12.
Okay.
Okay, second hit, which is on wing 4. Damage is going to be 18.
Okay.
And then Hail of Thorns for both of them again. Oh, I rolled the wrong one. Don't pay attention to this one. For some reason, it keeps going back to first level. 11.
Okay.
The third shot, which was also on wing 4, damage is going to be 15. And then Hail of Thorns again into both of them is going to be 12.
Yeah.
Did you write all that down, or do you?
Oh
do
no,
we need
no,
to
I
go
got
over
it.
again?
I got it.
Okay,
I
because
did
it's
the
a
math.
lot. So
It's you essentially force them both to go into shock saves. Basically, they took enough hit points in a single turn where they needed to see if they could actually just stand through it, and they both don't. You just kind of turn them into paste.
oh, the bloating mist, huh?
Yeah.
Fools.
All right.
And yeah, that's it. Because that was I used my bonus for Hail of Thorns. So yeah, that'd be it.
All right, Creed.
How big are these creatures, by the way?
They're like about the size of Nameless. Like they're not huge, but they're
With
not
wings.
super small. Yeah.
I was hoping they were small enough that I could just grab it and throw it.
Not
I
that
thought
small.
that would be pretty funny.
Not that small.
I mean, didn't he throw me?
He did throw you. I mean, yeah, if you grapple them, I guess you could throw them, but you can't just like pick them up and throw them. There's an extra step.
I was thinking that would have just been pretty funny.
Mm.
I guess try and stab this thing.
All right.
That's an 11.
That is a miss.
All right, let's try it again. That's a 21.
That's a hit.
Are you sure?
You know what? Maybe. Maybe.
All right. Okay. Total dex plus 2 is 8 plus a total of 15 damage.
Very good.
Then, oh, you're not far enough. Actually deploy the buckler shield because that seems like something I probably should have done before we came in here. Realizing that now would have been a very good idea, especially because that gives me extra 6 to my AC, taking me to 30.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Slow claps for Creed, everybody.
Hold on. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor.
No. No.
I was just like, man, he's still sitting at 24. Like, I know his AC's not that low. Why doesn't he have the shield on? And then she's like, I should probably turn this on. It's like, yeah, you should have.
It weighs 13 pounds, and it's kind of difficult just to walk around with a shield out.
It's a
And
shield
then-
that shrinks into itself, you goober.
Yeah, and then I got a little bit crispy. I was like, you know what? Maybe, just maybe.
Just maybe.
The shield's gonna be in it.
You're lucky. It's not loud enough.
Oh, darn it.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Anything else, Mr. Creed?
Oh. Wait, do I have it on here? Hold on.
No, that's about it.
All right. So that brings us to Nez.
I don't know how long this is. Sorry.
The first bit came through. It isn't coming through aside from the first little bit.
No.
Oh, you muted them.
Yeah. I
Oh
muted.
no.
What were you saying, though, Chris?
Oh, no, I only heard the first bit of it. I didn't realize it was because you muted.
Oh, yeah.
Move Lucifer there. I'm gonna force Melissa on the Flame Warden.
Alright.
And the cringe is real.
The cringe is real.
Thank you for the 21 months.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 18. And then, so 14 plus 9 is a 23 to hit.
Yep. That's a hit.
Four, 9, 17 damage.
Very good.
From Lucifer. And then I'm going to use incendiary rounds at a level 4.
Okay.
So that gives me 5 res. So I'm going to roll to hit, and I have a plus 10 to hit.
Alright.
That's a 2 to start, so that's a miss. A 19 plus 10, so that's a 29.
Yep.
A 4 plus 10, so 14. A 19 plus 10.
There you
so
go.
It's another 29.
And what's the
This is
fifth
crazy
one?
how it's like been super low and then super high.
Ah, it's the way the cookie crumbles.
Duality of dice.
A 17, so no. Total.
Yeah.
7 plus
So
10,
2
no.
hits. Two successful hits upon him.
Those are 2d6. So once an 8. And 8. So that'd be a total of 16.
Yeah, alrighty. So you fire these rays at him, and they land into the armor that's on his front, and you see the flames kind of creep out and then die off as they reach a certain point. It seems that fire damage may not be extremely effective against him.
And that'll be it for me.
Alrighty. Which brings us to Wing Huan, who's going to use his bonus action to disengage from Creed and float over here. And then he's going to throw knives upon him. Because he's going to make what's called a lunging strike. And so he's essentially going to charge back at Creed. And he rolls low for the hit because Creed's now a turtle.
Is he turtly enough for the turtle club?
He's
I mean,
pretty
I should stand
turtly.
up on my own, thank you. I don't need help with that.
Pretty turtly. So he slams into you and your buckler shield, with the knife just kind of like bouncing off of it as it just kind of flutters in front of you angrily. And that's all it has, because that was a thing. And now it's the Warden, who has become obtuse and begins with Moss Flame. So dex save from Okros, Creed, Wing 1, and Nez. All right.
I got a 13.
I got a 14.
All right.
Terribly sorry. I was reading something else.
How dare.
Deck save, right?
Deck save.
My bad. Yeah, no. I'm just going to tell you no.
All right. So all of you, minus Wing One, who will take 17. The three of you will take 35 fire damage. No, don't move, you turd burglar. Go back. So he goes for a second swath, hitting Okros, Creed, and Nameless. I need three of you to give me deck saves again.
I got a dirty
25.
20.
All right. Dirty 20 from Creed. Nameless, what'd you say?
25.
25. Okros?
6.
6. Okros, you'll take 40. Creed and Nameless, you take 20. And that is the end of his actions that he can do. Which brings us to Okros himself.
Well, I'm going to drink a greater healing potion. Where's my D4? There it is. And plus 4 healing. Oh boy, 14 total healing. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm going to move over here and hit him.
Okay. So as you move behind him, as you're kind of like ducking underneath his arms and the flamer, you can see that the back of him is less armored, and you can clearly see tanks that are strapped to his back and the back of his legs.
Sure would be a shame if I hit him in the back of the knee.
It would be a shame.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That is a hit, as his back is less armored.
To 16 damage.
All right, let me roll something real quick. Yeah. Yep. Okros, high-low.
Hi.
I got a 2 out of 100, so it's low. So you pierce the tank, but it doesn't seem to ignite as you start to smell this noxious, sulfury gas emanate around you from the puncture you put into the tank on his leg.
Okay. I will, you know what? I really have been curious about what this fucking strange caltrop does, so I'm going to drop the strange caltrop under his feet and back up a bit while bellowing at Nez to shoot him with fire now.
All right. So when you drop the strange caltrop, it's just one in the beginning. And do I have something that I can use to show it? I don't think I have a little tiny caltrop token. I will use this thing because it looks like a caltrop. So, yeah, it looks like a caltrop. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so you throw one, and as soon as it hits the ground underneath of them, just a singular one, it starts to multiply as it fills that 5x5 or the 5-foot square underneath of him. As his boots kind of crunch into him, and you can see that he's off balance. As you can tell that these spikes are reaching somewhere, whether it's through his boots or otherwise. And is that the end of your turn, Okros?
I don't think I can. Yeah, no, because drinking a health potion is a full action, and I already did that, and then did the other stuff. So that's everything I can do with haste, right?
Yes.
Then yes, that is the end of my turn.
Okay. Mr. Nameless.
Oh, he yelled at Nez about that, right?
Yes, you heard it.
Okay. Would this spot right here be technically behind him?
Technically, yes.
Okay. I'm going to use my feline agility and
There you
move the entire 60 feet. I am going to use my bonus action to load my rifle with the red tipped rounds that I have.
Okay.
Using 2 of them.
Me remembering I forgot to use my full movement. Whoops.
You silly bean.
Alright, and then we're gonna pop 2 shots with the hunting rifle.
All right.
Towards, which tanks are larger?
The ones on his back.
Are the ones on his back? Alright, I'm gonna aim for those.
All right, you have advantage because you're flanking.
Cool. First hit is a 32.
Yep, that'll do it.
Second hit is a 28.
That will also hit.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll both the damages. 16 for the first.
Okay.
14 for the second. Hail of Thorns twice. First Hail of Thorns is 17. Second is 12. And then it'll be 2d6 for the fire damage, right?
Yep.
For the red tip rounds? Okay. Three for the fire damage.
All right.
I guess that'll be my turn.
All right. So I need you to give me 2 high lows. So call the first one.
Let's go high again.
All right.
I'll go high for both of them.
High for both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
One was a 17. One was an 18.
Oh,
So
fucking course it was.
the rounds penetrate the tanks very easily, where the tips don't feel a lot of resistance, so they burn inside the warden, but not close enough to the tanks to actually cause a reaction of the gas. But your Hail of Thorns did make a lot of holes, so the gas is now starting to spew out in a cloud around him. And you notice something, Nameless, that caltrop that Okros threw down that grew to a nice little 5-foot square of him, now extends in a 15 by 15 square around the warden as they seem to just jump and multiply.
Oh, I'm just gonna sit and smile.
I think I know why these were in the bargain bin.
Oh, well, that's just like the words Oshima. Oh no, this is why they're in the dollar bin. No. All right, that brings us to Creed.
I'm gonna stab this thing again, or try to, anyways.
Yep. Roll the stab.
It's a 25.
That's a good stab. That's a good stab. I would say that's a pretty solid stab, honestly.
Heavy stab.
A hearty stab.
So that is going to be 7
Heckin' stabby.
plus 4. So 11 damage for the first strike.
Very nice.
Then we're going to go ahead and swing again.
Stab him again. Be heckin' stabby. Become ungovernable.
How about a 10?
No, that is not a hit, unfortunately.
Swing and a miss.
Dang it, Bobby. Dang it, Creed. What are you doing over there?
Plus.
Oh, I guess I have a stupid question that I just don't know if I can or not. Those
Okay.
high-lows, could I have used luckies?
No. It's more of
Okay,
just
that
like
makes
what the
sense.
rounds are
Yep.
doing,
Yep.
yeah. It
Well,
was
I gotta
physics.
keep doing this. That's about it. That's about all I can do, so.
Okie dokie. That brings us to Mr. Nez. Which, Nez, from where you are, you can see that there's a lot of this green, gross-looking gas kind of floating around the warden.
The hell of a yep.
Yup.
I'm well fucking aware what I see.
By the way, the caltrops grow again.
But how high up
Sure
do
that
they
it
reach?
doesn't hit anyone.
They're caltrops, so they're on the ground, but there's a lot of them.
I meant, like, are they only on the ground, or are they taller?
No, they're on the ground, but they're just growing
Okay.
out.
They're
All right,
multiplying
cool,
quickly.
cool. I was hoping if they were tall enough, I could just push this thing on spikes, and I don't have to keep trying to stab it. But
I bet you could just push it on the caltrops.
Good.
You could if it wasn't flying.
Fucking
Or
powerbomb
hovering.
that bitch.
see,
Yeah,
I have a
powerbomb it.
plan for next round that will help.
Uh-huh.
So
Turn that thing into Mick Foley.
I'm gonna use my napalm Molotov.
Yeah, alrighty.
So that's a
Really?
dex save of 18.
Okay. He makes it.
Six. God, this is rolling so bad. Actually, let's do it in Owlbear. Six.
Nice.
That'll be 30.
So he'll take 15 because he saved, and then it will be reduced again to 8. So he'll only take 8, but you do ignite the gases around him that seem to feed in to the flamer as they start to kind of burn inward and off, which is not a good time. All right, anything else, Mr. Nez?
And then I was gonna force Ballista Wing one.
Okay.
$17.
17 to hit. That's a hit.
I should know this because I already rolled it twice, but yet I still want to question myself.
Wait, what is it?
Eight.
So you hit Wing 1 for 8 damage. He is not looking too great. We go to the little flying demon man who knows that he can't really win against Creed. And so he flies down as a last-ditch effort to try and hit Nez.
Attack of opportunity!
No, that's mine.
Roll the hit.
That's
Quickly,
mine.
smack him in the tooth.
Smack him in the
In
butt.
the tuchus. Eat those cheekies while he please.
What?
Jesus.
Is Creed rolling?
I don't know, is he?
I'll see it.
Creed, are you rolling for a punch? It's sack of op. You get one.
Oh,
Attack of
sorry.
opportunity.
My bad. Sorry, I thought you were just legitimately taking it away from me. I was like, fine,
No,
whatever.
you get to do the thing.
I'll stab the motherfucker then.
Yeah, stab him. He's running away. Stab him.
13.
That's a miss.
What if I give you my inspiration?
That lets you roll with advantage.
You. Go ahead.
18.
I understand it.
That's his
That is
skill,
a hit.
damn it.
I understand it.
There's 14 plus. That's 20. That's 22.
Yeah, you kill it.
Good.
Good.
It's mine. You can't have it.
Mine. No, it's mine. No, it's mine.
As he throws the body on the caltrops.
Get out of here.
I wanted to use the spell. I realized I could have done that.
All right, so at this point, at the end of Nez's turn, the caltrops grow to that size. At the end of the Wingy Boys, this is where they end. So, Creed, you see caltrops starting to multiply under your feet, along with you, Okros. As we bring ourselves to the Warden's turn, who sees the gases starting to ignite on his body as the armor is starting to burn off, and he's ripping it off of his body, trying to get away from it. He drops his flamer, disconnecting it from the tank, as he just goes to run at Creed. But because his movement speed is halved, I want to see if he can even make that distance. He gets there, and then he takes... he takes 5 piercing to his feet. As he basically jumps at you. He's planning to try and take you out with him. So I need you to give me a dex save.
That is a 22.
Damn. All right. Saved yourself on that one. And damage is... you will take... No, you would take 4 if you failed it. So you would get 20 flame damage as he detonates around you, because he rolled low on his damage, because it was a 12d6 burst. Yep. Flames erupt as the Flame Warden goes out in a fiery inferno. Creed, you just kind of tank it and take the 20 flame damage, as this no longer has to be here. And Warren is
I'm
now
now prone.
dead. You are now prone. That is correct. On the caltrops, no less. So you'll take 1d4 of piercing. You'll take 4 piercing to the butt.
No.
To the butt.
Oh man, so many jokes I just can't say.
As the caltrops expand to here after the detonation. So they're now under Nameless's feet as well. Surprise, the last enemy is caltrops. I'm not kidding. The last enemy is caltrops. What are you going to do about it?
I somehow doubt I'll be able to find the original, or that would even fix it. Oh, no.
Quick, Okros, run through your pockets. Give me a wisdom save to run your pockets.
Okay. Well, that's actually pretty good. 15 plus, what do I have for wisdom? Oh, sorry, that's a 14.
I'm gonna flash it. So
You're gonna
17.
flash it. 17, there you go. So with the 17 in a flash, as Nez yells out to you, no, the other pocket. You pull out a small tag that came with the caltrop that you pulled off during the session that you got them. And it has a word written on it that, Nameless, I need you to do a high-low for me because I want to see what happens.
Oh.
Call
Alright, let's do high once again.
High
Okay.
once again. 35.
It's 19.
It's a 35.
35.
So
God
Okros.
Damn it.
It's in Goblin.
Wait, I know Orcish. Orcish is similar to Goblin. Can I kind of translate it?
Oh, Give me a wisdom check at disadvantage.
Well, one of the rolls was good, the other one not. That's a 2.
You cannot translate it, even though it is close together, as you see the caltrops continuing to expand. But there is someone in your party that may be able to help, but you have to remember.
I'm just going to... Do I know it's Goblin?
You think it's something weird. It looks like an odd language.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm just going to say... This looks like it's written in Orcish, but it isn't. Can anybody translate this?
I don't know, perhaps the ranger.
I was waiting for you to say okay or not.
Hey, don't look at me.
Yes, I can read it. I did go. Okay.
Someone's gonna have to go
Yeah.
across the caltrops.
Yeah.
I
that's
got it. I got it. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it.
But you do have better dexterity.
So there's 30
All right.
movement. I mean, what do I gotta do? Do I gotta roll anything?
No, it's just so when you're moving over caltrops, it acts as difficult terrain. So it's half your movement speed is how far you can move, and you take 1d4 of piercing for every 5 feet you move.
Oh, it's half.
Yeah, so you'd move 15, and then you would take 4 piercing because it rolled low. In this case, I'm
Okay.
just gonna let you move the whole way because you're not in combat per se, so you can move
it's
the whole.
fine. I got it. It's fine. I got it.
You got it.
I'm gonna Misty Step
Oh, you're-
Oh, yeah.
the 30,
there you go.
the 30 feet,
There you go.
which I mean, right there next to him.
And you take 3 as you land. As you land next to Okros, it's just like, hey, oh my tootsies.
It was 3. What was the other one? Before the
4.
15 steps? It's 4.
Yeah. So you tell me taking 7 piercing.
Okay. I'm gonna read this thing out loud. Like, top
It's
of my lungs.
you yell it as it's just the word pumpernickel in Goblinoid.
That is a
And-
fantastic safe word.
And
You know what?
as you
I
read
have-
it, all of a sudden the caltrops all shrink down to the singular one, just shoop, to the single caltrop underneath where the flame warden stood.
I go retrieve it.
Huh. You know, that's not a bad idea, I have to admit that, actually. Because, like, everyone would expect it to be, like, stop, disarm. They just choose a random word.
It's very goblin.
It
It's
is.
goblin.
Why I said it's a perfect safe word. Perfect safe word.
I mean, if you pick common power words for your magical items, people are just gonna turn it off. And it's just you don't want that. But yeah, so you retrieve the caltrop and you remember the power word and how to say it in Goblin. And also BT dubs, it would expand it another another 60 feet. So it still had 60 feet to go in both directions. So
That's amazing.
it is a very cursed caltrop. It's one of those of, oh yeah, because there are magical item caltrops. So like, oh, it's a single one that will pop into like a 50-50 square or 25-25 square. This one's like, oh yeah, it goes into a 5x5, just the one, and then a 10 or a 15, and then a 30, and then a 60, and then it's just like, it's like, oh god, no, oh dear god.
Because the enchantment replicates itself in each caltrop, then continues to replicate, and oh my god!
Yeah, it's an exponential function. Welcome to mathematics in D&D. Have fun. Perish.
What is everyone's health at, by the way?
After drinking the health potion, 37.
Oof.
I'm at
Creed?
33.
Oof. Okay, what are you at?
He is currently unconscious, laying on the ground, not moving.
The caltrop damage you took when you were pancaked took you out?
No, I went down before it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he took a big clubbing and
From the detonation? You didn't say that you were
I thought he
unconscious.
tanked
You
it.
said you were prone. Yeah, you
He said
tanked
he
it.
was
You
prone
went
and-
prone.
yeah. Prone and incap are two very different things.
Oh yeah, no, Creed's dying. Sorry.
Creed's nonchalantly.
Creed's
Creed is dying
Jesus.
currently. As you're all dealing with the caltrap situation, you're like, "Oh, hey, Creed, how you doing?"
Yeah,
Just
no,
like,
no, no.
"Bleh."
Yeah.
Laying down, crumpled over, thumbs up.
So to be specific, where my hit points are, I have a face with 2 X's for eyes, so it's failure and success.
Alright,
But
I'm gonna...
I just used my medic on him, so he has 12 health.
There you go. You're back up.
Well, technically I'm not.
You are, because if you take
I'm
any
negative
healing,
20.
what do you mean you're
use
negative
cure
20?
wounds. I'm
Because
using cure wounds.
I had 11 and it was more than that.
Oh,
He gets
And then I took more
9.
damage from the caltrops.
that's
He
fair.
gets 9. He's got 1 health left.
So
So
once
he's-
you
he's
go,
okay.
so with those hit points, it's basically your negatives has to hit your maximum to instantly kill you.
Alright.
So it's once you go in cap, it's just basically at 0 you do your life or death saves. But like if you were still standing in that fight and you got hit like 120 hit points or like 120 force damage, and that knocks you down to negative 130, and that's past your maximum, it would just instantly kill you. That's how you get insta-gibbed in
Alright.
5e. So once you go in cap, you're basically at 0 unless something comes up and like finishes you off.
Got it.
But yeah, so you get picked up between Nameless and Nez. You'd be back up to fighting shape with like 21 hit points. And yeah, as you take out this flamer, the soldiers, the bird soldiers that you met previously, come running up to you guys as they have heard like the flamer going off. They've heard explosions. They heard another explosion, and they run up and they're checking on you. It's like, what? How? And I assume you would explain to them that this is the person who is killing off the people coming in here and was burning down the town faster.
Yep.
And so with that, it seems that they'd be able to work in Durian's Watch a little bit easier. They say that there's still one warden around, but now that this one that was just wiping out squads of people should be a little bit easier to deal with.
So, I got questions.
Yeah.
Is there anything left of his gear that I can figure out how to make Lucifer stronger?
Of him? No. Of his flamer,
He
yes,
did
he
disconnect
dropped
his
it.
flamer, though,
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like gear in particular.
Yeah, he dropped his flamer.
I'm so gonna go grab that.
You grab it.
Stealth's on that shit like a crow on shinies.
Mm-hmm. But you grab it as they tell you that, hey, you guys look like you're pretty fucked up. Why don't you come back to the the field hospital, and we'll see about getting you guys patched up while we go through and do more sweeps.
I could go for a bit of a rest.
All right. And so they help all of you go back to the field hospital just outside of Durian's Watch. And as you guys kind of just chill out in the field hospital, you see them bringing out more civilians, and they're kind of controlling the flames a little bit easier. The town's not really bursting into flames. It's not being actively torched. And so they're to control it. About 40% of the city was saved infrastructure-wise. Otherwise, the other 60% is basically they're letting it burn out through fire breaks because they're just going to have to fix it anyways and rebuild it. But they've gotten most of the people out. You guys get a lot of thanks, a lot of appreciation, and you guys should basically take the rest there before you head out to your next objective. So I will say that you guys get a short rest here. If you want to take a long rest, you can, but it's going to be the end of our session. So
Either way is?
yes, it's just up to you guys. Basically, if you take the long rest, you're going to be at the field hospital for 8 hours while other stuff is happening in the background. If you do a short rest, it can be from 1 to 7 hours, however long you guys want to take. Each hour is essentially another hit die you can roll to get hit points back on.
What is the reset maximum HP changes? Is that if like spell for my max HP?
It's more like if you have necrotic damage drops your max hit points. Makes it easier for you to get insta-gibbed, or makes you easier to get taken out by certain spells like Finger of Death and Power Word Kill. That depends on your maximum hit points.
So I will be honest, anytime I'm taking damage, I just put the number in and then hit damage.
Yep, that's how you do
Am I
it.
not supposed to be doing that way?
Nope. That's,
Okay, so
yep.
okay.
Yeah,
Does
but
that
like,
actually take away from the temp?
yep,
I actually haven't been checking that.
it should.
I've been manually doing the temp and then like just
It
doing the
should.
difference.
But it's code. I don't trust it. You know, whatever. But yeah, so it's up to you guys. Do you guys want to take a long rest and take a square 8? Or do you want to do a short rest of X number of hours just to get you guys kind of healed up and then move to your next spot?
How long to add another spell slot?
I don't remember what short rest. I think short rest gives you half of your spell slots back. I think is the rounded number for it. So for every level, it gives you half instead of full.
Okay.
So it should give you back your 4, but it should give you back like half your 3s, half your 2s, half your 1s.
Oh, okay, so it does all that.
No, just for general spellcasters, if I remember correctly.
Right. I wasn't sure. I mean, I'm gonna take like 3 or 4 hours. What?
Yep, and that would be depending on how many hours, would be that number of hit die you would roll to get hit points back.
Right, this is like a cumulative decision, though, right?
Yeah, basically, however long you guys decide to be here, that many hours is going to pass in the world for when you guys get back to the next session.
I would need, at minimum, like 12 hours of short rest to get all my health back. With good rolls.
Essentially,
Roach
if
save.
So
it,
a long rest would probably be better for you.
Yeah.
I agree.
We can do that.
If they do a long rest, can I do a 4-hour short rest and then craft stuff for the other 4 hours?
Yeah.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay.
And I'm going to send you what I want to craft.
Cool. All right. Well, then with that, that is the
I'm
end
gonna
of
do
the
the
session.
same, but the other 4 hours I'm gonna read the book.
Ah, very good.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
So, double check your classes for spell slot recovery, because Ranger may not earn the half. I can't remember. I think the general rule is that, but it's weird because everything's different. But anyway, let's do a quick breakdown before we send everybody home. Let's do the good, the bad, the ugly. So let's start with Mr. Creed.
Is not rolling my dice.
This is the second session in a row where I've been lit on fire. I'm gonna say it doesn't bode well for the next session.
It's ice.
So far, I'm 2 for 2.
Yep.
Also, remember, deploy everything defensive you have before you start engaging in combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
But all I got.
All right. Mr. Nameless, good, bad, ugly.
First of all, how the fuck do I do this? Because it's not rolling dice for me.
Just roll your hit dice for yourself and then put that many in for your healing. It's your hit dice plus your con.
I don't know what my hit dice are. Just hit on like one of my attack rolls or what? Like I'm
No,
just-
you're a ranger.
Mhm.
So let's pull
So
this
it
up.
says it's 1d10 plus 3 for every hour.
Yeah, that's your hit die. Yeah, so you do
So
one
d10.
d10 plus 3 for every hour you're spending resting.
Okay, so 4d10 plus 12 then?
Yeah.
For 4 hours?
That is correct, Amundo.
Cool, thank you. Sorry.
All right.
So good, bad, and ugly. I don't know, hearing you say Jesus Christ when I just wiped out both those wings, it was kind of funny. I like that. Nez, how do you just roll a hit dice heal? How did you do that? Saw it come up.
So I hit short rest. I clicked on 4 because I was doing 4 hours, and then below
Uh-huh.
that it said 48 plus 4. Or plus 8. And I
Right,
clicked
but it
on the
said that you
48
rolled-
plus 8.
Oh, shit fucks. Okay.
And then it also auto healed me.
Yes.
It's supposed to, and it wasn't working for me. That's why I was like, what the hell? Okay. Anyways. Yeah, so that was kind of fun. Creed destroying the other wing with a poke in the butt was great. And then the ugly, which was also funny, was him dying from the cow trap. Or not dying, but, getting close to death from the cow trap. And not telling anybody. Not even making a sound.
Just going down quiet. Doesn't want to be an
Man.
inconvenience.
I mean, that's what happens when you die.
I mean, sometimes you die and you make a lot of noise. That's what Wilhelm does.
Bro, why
Yeah.
didn't you say something as you were actively dying to let us know you were dying?
Gurgle louder.
Scream, dude.
I was
Like-
too busy being dead.
Fair enough.
Even a little dying guy can get out a little.
You gotta give us something.
I do have actually something prepared from now on, though. So
There you go.
Yes.
For those who can't hear it on stream, I'm not sure if it was going through. It's the Always Sunny theme for whenever Krieg gets incapacitated from now on. Because it makes sense and it's funny.
Yeah, that checks out.
All right. Mr. Nez.
I definitely actually enjoyed talking with Shiva because of like it really turned out completely different than what I was thinking was going to happen.
Oh, real quick, we just want to point out that's the only high-low I won this tonight. Just FYI.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
Yes.
I'm definitely excited to see what happens with the flamer I picked up. But only time will tell on that.
Very good.
And I don't think I have any negatives.
Cool.
It was a pretty good night.
Mr. Okros.
Meeting Shiva was definitely one of the highs. I am glad that he turned out to be chill, because you know, I like him in lore, so it was I didn't want to have to fight him. And friggin' coming across the just fucking dreadnought, just being like, yes. Well, shit. This explains many things.
I was trying to like find something that would fit the warden of like what it was, and I was like, it's an ultramarine terminator. Yeah, it's the same color scheme. Fuck it, just get in there. Let's get over there.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
And just the caltrop. I was just like, I have to know. I have to know what this does. And oh no.
It just keeps growing.
And pumpernickel is the word. It's just so good.
Yeah. As for my high-lows, it was watching all of your reactions when dealing with Shiva. Because with Blackburn, he was like, he was like, Shiva's a terrible person, they're doing all this, and his whole statement of, you never said he was doing this, it was just that he was here, and I was like,
I felt like such a dick. I came in prepared for him to be mean and like be threatening us, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to come and tell him off at his own house, and he's like, no, I'm actually trying to help people. It's like, fuck.
He's all fucking excited. He's like, welcome to my home.
Welcome to my abode.
Yeah. And like,
Scrambling with his fucking crown and shit.
Like if he had called a servant and like snapped their neck and sucked out their blood like a juice box, it would be like, okay, yeah, he's evil. But instead he's like, no, come and have a seat. Are you comfortable? Everyone good? You want something to drink? It's like, God, you're being such a nice host.
I mean, that's Shiva. That's what it was gonna be, the whole thing of, it was like, Shiva's here, something bad's happening, everything's on fire, he has to be at fault, and you get there, and he's like, I just got here, I wanted to protect the farmland, why would I be burning down the farms? I'm fucking Shiva. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, that was definitely my high point, was watching all of you just go, shit. Wait a second.
Yeah.
My other high point was when you guys finally faced down the flame war, because I was trying to figure out like what you guys were gonna like actually fight, and I was like, oh, why don't I just, what's burning down the town? Oh, it's a warden with a flamethrower. And I was like, all right, we can stat him up a little bit and do a little bit of this, the other thing, keep some things in. But then you guys coming face to face with just a collective shit. Just this, the second shit moment of the night was like, yes, that's what I need to hear. Feed me that kind of energy. And then I was happy
Yeah,
with the way I
I
statted
will-
the wing demons. They did well.
Yeah, they did well. I will say, calling it a flamer all session was the worst decision you could have ever made.
He has a flamethrower. That's what they call the enemy
Dude.
type in every game.
I know, but I had so many jokes that I just could not say.
I still have no idea what the joke is.
And just
Like,
being
you said
goofy.
he pulls out a flamer, and I just thought he, like, Foxy.
What?
You'd have to
Oh,
know the
God.
person to understand the
went there.
reference.
I'll tell you when we're all
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
Twitch.
he'll
Okay,
explain it in a
alright.
moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for being here. I didn't really have any
Oh,
cons or negatives about this. It was a pretty good time. I'm happy with the stats of the creatures, and I'm happy with everything kind of rolled out. And now we're just gonna kind of go from there. And you guys made up getting a boon from Shiva from doing all this good work. So, with that, we're gonna close it all out, and we're going to, I don't know. We got 4 people here. Let's see if we got anyone that I can go to. Nah. Alright, let's close it out. It's fine. Alright, thank you all for being here, and we'll see you guys next time. I won't be holding... So, quick scheduling thing. Next week, we don't have a session. The following week is the week of Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is that Thursday. I was planning on not running one. If you guys are cool with running one on that Friday, let me know and we can.
I mean, my
That'd be
Thanksgiving
Black
was
Friday.
earlier, so yeah, I'm good.
Well, this is to the U.S. people, Canada man.
I'm just saying, I'm good.
I can tell I'll be back in town with my computer Friday morning. Because
Like-
I have to work Friday morning.
Ugh. Yeah, like I said, if you guys want to, we can. If you guys would rather not, we can skip that, and then we would come back second week of December if we want to keep the schedule tight.
Okay.
All right, so with that, goodbye, everybody. We hope you enjoyed yourselves. We definitely did. And we'll see you all the next time. Goodbye.
I think I'll set up some time.
Bye, everyone.